بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praise is due to Allah, whom we seek His help, we seek His forgiveness, and mercy, blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Last time we spoke about the minor signs of the hour, and one of the signs that we spoke about and we almost stopped at it, it was the Muslims will follow the footsteps, the tradition, and the styles of those who came before Muslims. The nations came before Muslims. And we mentioned the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said, لَتَتَّبِعُنَّ سُنَنَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ شِبْرًا بِشِبْرًا وَذِرَاعًا بِذِرَاعٍ حَتَّى لَوْ دَخَلُوا جُحْرَ ضَبٍّ لَاتَّبِعْتُمُوهُمْ قُلْنَا يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ الْيَهُودِ وَالنَّصَارَى أو الْيَهُودُ وَالنَّصَارَى قَالَ فَمَنْ. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, you will follow, means the Muslim, one day they will follow footsteps of those who came before you. Handspan by handspan, arm length by arm length. Even though if they get into the lizard hole, they will get into it. So I would just like to, before I get into the other points, I would like to talk about this hadith, especially about this hadith. Now, we know the Prophet ﷺ said, like, you will follow them step by step, hand span by hand span, arm length by arm length, and we understand all these things. Now, once Prophet ﷺ mentioned that if they enter in the lizard hole, you will enter, you will follow them. So I was thinking, subhanAllah, that's why ﷺ mentioned specifically the hole of the lizard. You know, and everyone knows that the Prophet ﷺ, it's his own words. You know, in huwa illa wahyun yuha. That whatever he speaks, it's out of revelation. So why Prophet ﷺ mentioned specifically the lizard hole? You might say that, okay, at that time, maybe this is the usual example that a person can give because they used to live in the desert and maybe there's holes and people. And of course, I'm talking about the big lizard, not the small one, almost at your arm size, the big one. So, number one, let's see that those who used to hunt and go and catch the lizard, the lizard of the desert, what they used to do, they used to follow the lizard until the lizard goes inside the hole. Now, how they will catch it? They will fill that hole with the water. And once it's completely full, the lizard comes out and they catch the lizard. Now, what you understand from this hadith, or from this incident, or from this tactic that the Arab used to use, that the lizard only have one hole. He dig only one hole, that lizard. Not like the other animals. Most of the animals, they have two holes, you know, two tunnels. They go into one and they come into the other one. So what we understand from this hadith, that it's filthy hole. First of all, there is no place for the air to come and go. It's only one. Even though now the lizard is living there, so the lizard himself or itself living in a bad condition because he passed all the waste and everything in the same hole. So that hole, first of all, have no air, no ventilation. At the same time, the lizard living in a bad situation, in a filthy condition. And everyone knows that. Those who used to go and follow and catch the lizard and do whatever they want to do with it, they know all these things. That's why the Prophet ﷺ gives this example. Now you, as the Muslims, they will follow the footsteps of the nation before us. The Prophet ﷺ said, the Jew and the Christians. Even though you know that what they are doing is completely dead, it's completely over, it's completely filthy, there is no result out of it, but you will do it. This is the saying of the Prophet. You know it's clear, it's crystal clear that, you know, the lizard hole, the hole of the lizard is completely filthy. It's completely no result out of it. And if people, instead of putting water, if they just close the hole, out of nothing, just close it, the lizard will die. The lizard will die in few hours because there will be no air. Same thing with the Muslims. They of course they are following the as I mentioned, the social life of West, or the kuffar, let's say, the economic system, the riba system of the Jews and Christians, and everything they are following. But not only that, sometimes they know that what they are following is the result of it. It's completely dead. It's the result of it. It's completely zero. No result out of it. But they will follow. Even though they know that following that specific thing will lead us to go to hellfire, they don't care about it, but they will follow. And many examples of that. For example, gayism, homosexuality, man getting married to a man, woman getting married to a woman. All these things, they are really major sins in Islam, and some of them, they will lead a person into the hellfire. People don't care. They just want to follow, And things become now legal in their country. Of course, we don't accept it, but even though Muslims and Arabs as well, they are doing it. Those who worship shaitan, satanic worshippers, it started in their community, in their countries, in their, their own people, they develop these things. Now Muslims and Arabs, they are doing that. Many cases, we come across that, so-and-so players, they're Arabs and they're getting together. What the purpose of getting together? To have fun? No, to worship shaitan. A'udhu billah. Astaghfirullah. Just imagine into that state they reached to go. And how they will do the party, they will slaughter either the animal or maybe a cat or a dog, and they will drink the blood of it, and filthy things. Filthy things. And these are the special, is exactly what the Prophet ﷺ said. If they enter in the hole of the lizard, you will enter to it as a Muslims. So this is one thing we have to understand, that not everything that they are doing, we have to do it. We have our own identity as a Muslims, and we have to follow that. People like it, people don't like it, we don't care about it. Same thing now, recent what happened nowadays, everyone knows about the France. And everyone is saying, what happened and what not happened. Now, I don't want to get into what exactly the scenario, took place and what person did and what was the reaction. As our brother Ziyad was saying, our duty as Muslims to ignore all these things. Now, we know in the Quran, the Prophet ﷺ was pointed out as a magician, as a what? Insane, as a poetress, and
he was not truthful.
Exactly, liar. Just because it's mentioned in Quran, we know that. But do you think that it was only people said, oh, liar, and that's it? No. Do you think they was only saying, oh, magician? No. Day, night, they are just following and chasing Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They used to write, and they used to, say the poetry, what you call it? Poetry, in hours. Just imagine, in hours. He is this, and he is that, and he did, and how, the way they used to talk. And now, look at the wisdom of the Sahaba, and look at the wisdom of those who came after him, after the Sahaba, after the companion of the Prophet. They didn't mention all these things. Because the kuffar of Quraysh, day night, their duty is to just humiliate Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We never ever come across with any poetry. We never ever come across with anything being said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They said, that he's a magician and he did this and that to the people, and on and on. We never ever come across with any incident that took place unless it's written in the seerah. And that's it. But I'm talking about all these long poetries that are being sung to the Prophet ﷺ. Why we do not about it? Look at the wisdom of the companion. They heard all these things and they ignored it. So what happened after some time? That people are ignoring it and not communicating with each other. So it's not going further to the others. So after some time, everything was dead. We don't care about it. we should take the truth and go forward with it. Yeah, if I know the truth, I will tell the brother will tell the another brother, and it's spread. But if I know a false information, and I will say to Brother Michael, and then Brother Michael will go to Brother Ziad, and Brother Ziad will go to Brother Alex, and then it's just a false information. You know, so what's the benefit of carrying it on? Same thing, wallahi, I received a message, and not only one message after message, like 5 pictures of what they made, and I was looking at it, I said, astaghfirullah, what I cannot describe to you, this is what they draw and did, and some, astaghfirullah, crazy pictures, you know, upon Islam and Muslims and Mecca and this and that, and the one who sent me, he's a Muslim, a brother. So I was really upset. I didn't see all these pictures and all these news and all these, you know, drawings in either in news, you know, or on the internet or anywhere. Now this Muslim brother, he sent me all these, you know, stupid things, and I'm looking at it, and I said, you know, what's the point by sending me all these things? Yes, you are angry, you're upset, make dua, but no point of sending all these pictures to all of us by saying, look what the kuffar did, look, okay, then what? Okay, I saw it, what you want me to blow myself? What you want me to do? So you cannot do it unless you ignore all these things. So I wrote a message to the brother that I said, do not forward these messages, you know, to anyone. In social media, in Twitter, and WhatsApp, don't. Because you are humiliating the Prophet ﷺ by yourself, by sending all these pictures. So just ignore. Just ignore. And this is the best thing that you can do. Believe me. Let's say, now, this is the entire world, right? In the entire world, there's a country called France. That big, right? Now, this small country, in that small country, there's another small place called, you know, that press. I don't know what it's called, Charlie Press or something. Whatever. You know, that press. They draw or they release some kind of pictures. Okay? It's only in that particular area in France itself, you know. Now, because of the reactions of Muslims, you know, now that picture went to entire globe. And everyone knows about it. The true reaction is like, if anything happened like that, and if you don't have a control, authority, power, as Sheikh said last time, ignore it. Okay? If you cannot do anything about it, then ignore it. It's a week, 2, maybe a month, nothing will happen. And they will say, well, they don't care. Okay, we don't. But because, you know, they just poke us, and all the Muslims are, okay, now all the countries are doing it. You know? So this is one of the things that, you know, we should not do what they want us to do. You know, we have our own identity. Let's come back to the Quran and Sunnah, and we know how it should be, you know, the response. So this is one of the things that, subhanAllah, I was thinking about it. I made a search and I found out the lizard of, the hole of the lizard, it's not just the Prophet ﷺ said it for no reason. You know, there's a behind of this word, there's many meanings. So let's, inshallah, today get to the point. The Prophet ﷺ, of course, I think, I'm not sure if I spoke about, but this is a very famous thing that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned about the minor signs of the hour, at-tatawulu fil bunyan. People will compete each other, you know, building, you know, the tall or the tallest tower.
High-rise building.
Exactly. So this is one of the fact, and you can know. And same thing as I mentioned. Now, not all the signs of the hour they are the bad signs, you know. But fact is, it will happen. The Prophet ﷺ, it will happen in future. So, if the building is tall, you know, you have many stories in that building. Maybe people are living there, or maybe it's you know, a commercial building. So you have a business, so the business is increasing. So it doesn't mean that this is bad. You know, I don't want to live or I don't want to work in a tall building, because the Prophet ﷺ said, you know, this is the sign of the hour. So not all signs of the hour they are the bad, you know, and not all signs of the hour they are the good. So they're in between. And you have good and you have bad. And without taking too long into this point, because everyone knows that the one who will compete each other, the Prophet ﷺ said they are the Arabs. The Arabs will compete with each other to build the highest and the tallest buildings. Now another signs of the hour is taslimul khassa, which means that people will say salam only to those who they know. And this is one of the actually tragedy that we are going through, that in many countries, even in Muslim countries and other Muslim countries, I come across that I went to a place, I entered to one of the shop, and I said salam alaikum, and that guy was doing his work. He just looked at me, and then again he put his head down and started working. And I said, okay, salam alaikum. Wa alaikum. That's it. Even not wa alaikum salam, wa alaikum. So, and Muslim country, Muslim person, Muslim guy. So I was really sad, that it's reaching to that level that people only will say salam to those who will know, even though from the other side the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, "Afshu salam baynakum," spread the peace, spread the salam amongst you. So this is one of the signs of the hour, that the people will not say salam. So now our duty is, now wherever we go, we should say salam. Either it's market, either it's school, either it's class.
I experienced that in Medina too, and I was shocked.
In Medina.
I was shocked. I didn't know what to think.
Well, this is the hadith, and this is the saying of the Prophet ﷺ, so this is obvious, it will be. And one of the incident that one of the companion, Ibn Mas'ud, he was walking, so one guy, he came to him and he said, Assalamu alaikum Abu Mas'ud, Ya Ibn Mas'ud, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, so his name is Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, son of Mas'ud. So a person said, oh, Salamu alaikum, son of Mas'ud. So the Prophet, the guy said, the Prophet ﷺ said the truth. So the guy stopped, he said, what he said? He said, إن من أشراط الساعة أن يمر الرجل في المسجد لا يصلي فيه ركعتين وألا يسلم الرجل إلا على من يعرف. He said, the Prophet ﷺ said the truth, so the man stopped and he said, what the Prophet said? He said, one of the signs of the hour is a person will get into the masjid and he will not pray the 2 rak'ah. This is one. And a person, the time will come, a person will not say the salam unless to the one who he knows. So he knows the hadith, and the other companion he doesn't know, and of course he was passing by, so that means he doesn't say the salam, generally. He just specified Ibn Mas'ud. So he said, Salam alaikum Ibn Mas'ud, and the guy, Ibn Mas'ud said, well, I heard the Prophet ﷺ saying, one, the time will come, the people will enter to the masjid. The other hand, that indirectly they are disrespecting the masjid, because we know there is a prayer called Tahiyyatul Masjid, the greeting of the masjid, that once you go in, you pray 2 rak'ah before you sit. So this will be, people will abandon this sunnah. And the other sunnah, that people will not say salam to those who they don't know. So they will be only restricted to those they know. And another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said about the signs of the hour, there are actually many into one hadith. The business will increase. The business, money making, it will be everywhere. A woman or a wife will take, you can say, a partnership or be a part of the business with her husband, and some of the businessmen will take over on the business. Some certain people, they are the businessmen, they are the big shot people, and they will hold and they will control all the markets. And I will come with step by step. Now, of course, we are living in this time now. Business become very easy, if you know. I know people maybe 5 years back, they have nothing to do. Now, subhanallah, just because of one website, Instagram, they are selling their products and they are doing home business. Some of them they are cooking, they are doing some kind of cookies and homemade stuff, and they are putting into Instagram, and mashallah, they are running really good business. Mashallah, that's really good. But I'm just comparing 5 years back and now. Same people, 5 years back they have nothing to do and they're complaining, and now mashallah, just because of one website they did. And of course it's not about the website, but it's just because time that we are living in, and we have many resources. So this is number one. The hadith says, إن بين يدي الساعة تسليم الخاصة وفشو التجارة حتى تعين المرأة زوجها على التجارة وقطع الأرحام وشهادة الزور وكتمان الشهادة الحق وظهور القلم. Now subhanAllah, this is one hadith that it contains everything, almost not everything, but every single thing, it's a sign of ours. The Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith that the time or the hour will not come until you will see all these things. Number one, that people will not say salam to those they don't know. So they will only restrict their salam to those who they know. Number one. Number two, وَفَشْوُ التِّجَارَةِ. The business will increase. The number of business, what kind of business it is, you don't know, but it will increase. Everyone will have the business. It's easy for them to do business than to get employed. Number two. Number three, wife will take care of the business of her husband, and she will be like a partner into the same business, doing and helping and supporting her husband. And then people will cut their relationships with their own, kinship. So you have a family, you have aunts, uncle, children. Either they are cut off, from you, or you will be cut off from them, for any reason, for silly reasons, just because they are not agreeing upon some kind of idea that you have, or some kind of point of view you have, and they don't agree with you. So either a person will cut off himself from them, or they will cut off themselves from you. So this will be increased, and subhanAllah, we know, and this is happening. I know many families, by name, for silly reasons. Okay, I will not call this person. No way. And if there's a family gathering, for example, if this person is in that place, I'm not going. Even though, let's say, for example, a brother called upon all the brothers and sisters, to get together. Now this brother, the one who's calling everyone, he's fine with everyone, right? So he's calling all the brothers and the sisters. Now one of the brothers says, if my sister is coming, then I will not come. Okay, even though the one who invited everyone, he had nothing to do with the case or whatever the problem they are having. Same thing. If this person says, well, if so-and-so aunt is coming or uncle is coming, I will not come. And this is the disaster, actually. And I'm not talking about the Western culture, this is Muslim culture I'm talking about. That it will happen at the Muslim society. And the false witness will increase. Now, I'm not talking about the false witness in the court, in front of the judge, and you will just say, okay, this person, he took the money, or no, I don't know that this person did something bad or crime. This is not what I'm talking about. It could be at school, it could be, a son with his parents, it could be an employee with his co-workers, or maybe it could be a person who's working, or a salesperson, the one who's selling his product to the others. This is all come into the false witness, take this mobile, this is the brand new, it has all the quality, and a person goes with lies and lies and lies, So this is one of the shahadat al-zur, that a person goes with false witness, false information, just to sell the product. It could be even at home, son saying something, or a father. It could be any false information coming in, going back and forth from anyone. This comes under the shahadat al-zur or qawl al-zur, which is the false witness. And وَكِتْمَانُ الشَّهَادَةِ. Now this is the opposite of the first one. You know the truth, and you will not say it. You will just close your mouth, or a person will close his mouth to say the truth. For example, not only in a business, in anything. Even, for example, a manager comes to his employee and, you did this and you did that. Maybe, someone told the manager, well, XYZ employee did something bad. And the manager goes and, I will, do this to you, and I will deduct your salary, and I will this and I will that. And you know that this is wrong. You know, no, this is not happen. I know my friend or I know my colleague that he didn't do that. You know, you can speak. You can say, no, sir, actually, I know. Just because you are afraid that this person will detect your salary as well, you know, and he will be, you know, will you know, ruin your life just because of your friend, so you will be just standing doing nothing. And this is really, really scary, you know, status. Not only that, even though on the street, you know, if you know a person is hitting or shouting or yelling on someone else, and you know that that person is really miskin, you know, that person is really poor guy. He didn't do whatever, you know, people are claiming or people are, you know, accusing him. You can just say, hey, excuse me, you know, this is not right, you know, for whoever the person is that, you know, I guarantee him, he didn't do that, you know. But people, for some reasons, just because of their contacts, just because their relations with the others, they will not say the truth. So this is one of the signs of the hour, that, you know, people will know the truth, but they will, you know, refuse to say it. And some people will just witness the false witness among each other. And mashallah, we have many other signs of the hour, and but this is in another hadith, so it will take another, you know, maybe 10-15 minutes to explain. So inshallah, we'll keep it for the next halaqah. Go ahead. One hadith? Yes. Okay. Otherwise, I don't want to take a time of you. Okay, inshallah. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in a hadith, إن من أشراط الساعة أن يفشو المال ويكثر وتفشو التجارة ويظهر الجهل ويبيع الرجل البيع فيقول لا حتى أستأمر تاجر بني فلان ويلتمس في الحي العظيم الكاتب لا يوجد. Now, subhanAllah, this is another hadith that I was talking about the businessmen and about those who are holding the business or controlling the business. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that, you know, the signs of the hour is that the money will increase, the wealth will increase. Now again, I said, not every signs of the hour, you know, they are the bad sign. Now, increasing of wealth, increasing of money, it's something good. Now, regardless now how the person will use it, in halal way or haram way. But normally, if the money is increased, a person, if he wants to really use it in a halal way, he can, you know, build a masjid, he can build hospital, he can, you know, help the poor and needy, whoever, you know. So this is, you know, one side of the positive side of increasing the wealth. And the business will increase. This is the same hadith or similar hadith to the one we spoke about. وَيَظْهَرُ الْجَهْلِ. Now this is something addition in this hadith, that, you know, the ignorance will increase. The ignorance will increase. And especially about the ignorance here, I will come into it with explanation inshallah next time. But imagine, with all the internet, with all the sources that you will have, books, easy to reach into anything that you would like to, and all the sources, television, internet, libraries, electronic libraries, you just click and everything will be there. Even though there will be a lot of people ignorant. How's that? Inshallah, I will come back to you on it. ويظهر الجهل ويبيع الرجل البيع فيقول لا حتى استأمر تاجر بني فلان. Now here it comes about the business. A person would like to sell something, you know. A person would like to sell something, but he will say, no, I will not sell it until I will go to so-and-so businessman and I will ask him, and once he will give me the permission or the green light, I will sell my product. Now, what you understand from this hadith, that there are certain, you know, people, they will take care or they will control the business in major. And even in this country, believe me, we have only, in the whole country, maybe 10 to 15 big shots, businessmen, who are holding everything, who are controlling everything. So if you want to go and franchise, you know, a brand, you cannot. Believe me. If you want to go for something really big in States or in Canada, and you want to bring it here, you cannot. Because they are holding and controlling everything. So either they will, you know, it's like, you know, for them, you are a very small person, so they will just, with the hammer, they will just, you know, hit you on your head and you're gone, you know. Because for you, comparing to them, you know, you're a really small person. So either you have to go and ask and beg them that, you know, I'm planning to do this and I'm planning to bring so-and-so thing or sell so-and-so thing, you know, franchise or brand or whatever. So if you allow me, I will do, you know. And if they allow, they will do it. So this is one of the things that will happen, you know, in the business. That some of the people will control over the market and you cannot either sell or buy unless you go to them, you know. And of course, talking individually, you will not feel that. But once you are into the business line, into the business and selling and buying and import business, you will realize what I'm talking about. So this is even in this country and some other countries, I can guarantee you, as far I know, yes, there are some big shot people controlling the market, and you cannot you know, debate with them or compete with them unless you go and take their permission.
You can't cough.
You can't cough.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
You ask their permission.
So this is the
Yeah,
hadith.
we've reached to that extent. It's happening. It's happening. Alhamdulillah.
Yes, because Brother Ziyad, he is into the, you know, market field, and one of the big companies, mashallah, he's working the Shell, you know, Shell companies. I think it's the oil company, right? Shell.
Lubricants oil, yeah.
Exactly. So they are buying and selling. So he knows what I'm talking about exactly. And of course, it's matter of fact of time or matter of time. And maybe in some time you will know that, you know, what I'm talking about. May Allah protect us from all this. This is really, really bad. I think inshallah I will stop here because the other explanation it's really long and tall. So I will not listen to you this time inshallah. Wa sallallahu alaihi wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi.